Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Falai, and welcome to this Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity. Last episode, I think we'd taken care of a few random things, somewhat. I don't remember exactly, it's been a week. But, with most of the other side quests and such that we can do completed, except for the one that requires choosing a side, I think perhaps it's time we go and continue on with the main quest line, which involves heading into the Temple of Woedica. We have managed to find a way in. However, it seems that we need to stay hooded if we go in. Fortunately, we do have a Woedica hood. Let's put it on, and we'll see how this works. Maybe we'll be able to get in without a problem. I certainly do hope so. Just gotta head through the catacombs here in order to get to it. Or get to the entrance that we found. Alright.
No problem.
So it's down over this way. Hopefully we'll have found some information and gotten in. Come on, go with the speedy run. Hopefully the fact I'm the only one with a hood isn't a problem. Okay. Let's see about heading in here. See if we can find any information on this leaden key. Oh, here we are. Oh, hello. In front of you looms the ghostly, hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridor as he regards you.
You are from Kratom, my dear?
His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it, as if it has always been. Yes, I was born there.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
The world needs to know about the true gods.
Remember never to be discouraged by those who cling to their beliefs. They are worthy of our pity, not our scorn. Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. Oh, look at that. Pallegina completed the quest, and we got the Swaddling Sheet, which grants Overwhelming Wave when hit by a critical hit, and Recall Agony. Okay. And Overwhelming Wave... Oh, anyone hits gets, damaged. That'll be nice. Okay. Thank you, Pallegina. Now, let's see if we can look through this place a bit. Those look like guards. Oh. Ah, hello.
This I haven't seen.
Hello. Oh, shoo. Durance? Thank you. There are more traps in here. I should have known.
That's settled.
Disarming the traps, good thing though. And we've got a ring of protection, and scrolls, and some other items. Okay, ring of protection actually would be useful for someone. Maybe I'll give it to you, actually. It's not the worst idea. Go ahead, Aloth, you wear that. Oh. You think you hear the faint sound of whispering coming from the skulls, but the words are unintelligible. That appears to be everything there was there. So I guess there's only one way through now. And that's past these guards. Hopefully the...
Good day, stranger.
The mercenary looks at his feet. Please, go on in. His eyes dart up to the rest of your party. You know the Acolyte doesn't like guests. I'd keep any friends of yours out of the main chamber. She's already in a state on account of someone being late. No sense in provoking her further. What's going on here? I haven't a clue, I assure you. We keep to ourselves and watch for uninvited guests, just like your acolyte told us. No questions asked. Tell me about this place. As far as I can tell, we are underneath first fires. Probably under that ruined temple. Farewell, then. Okay, we can go in. We've got a bunch of mercenaries. Time to look around, see what we can find. More mercenaries. By the deeds of my tongue and... Oh, that's not it.
Hail, traveler.
A lone figure paces back and forth, tapping his fingers at his sides, muttering to himself. He jumps when he sees you, his hands on his chest. Oh, by the flame, you startled me. Shouldn't you be in the meeting, attendant? The acolyte's waiting for you. He clasps his hands, his thumbs twitching. It's not time for the initiates meeting, is it? I'll be ready, soon. Tell me about the meeting. Oh, this must be your first time. The acolyte communicates with each of us individually to hear of our progress on the old tasks and to assign us new ones. He shivers with a mix of pleasure and dread. It's a unique process. She's a cipher, so she can speak to you without words. Fascinating until you realize she can probably read your thoughts just as easily. What do you know about these tasks? Only what I absolutely need to. We protect the secrets of the gods, so discretion is essential. We receive our instructions from the acolyte, just as she receives hers from someone else, and so on, right up to the Grandmaster. Our role is to obey, knowing as little about the overall plan and each other as possible. Tell me about these secrets. You shouldn't even be asking. Whatever they are, they're secrets for a reason. Our job is to guard them, not to know them. How can you be confident you're doing the right thing when you know so little? That's easy. The leaden key has been around for ages by the blessing of the gods. You only have to look around to see the perils of trying to usurp divine power. Killing a god in the Saints' War has cursed us all, and the heresy of animancy has only worsened matters. Try to replace a soul and you inevitably end up with a monster. It's all been a warning. There are some powers we just shouldn't have. I see. We've been entrusted with important work. It's an honor, but not without its challenges. You need something else? I'll be ready for the initiates meeting soon, honest. What are you doing here? He resumes his pacing. I've been practicing the passphrases. I know them backwards and forwards, but I get so nervous every time I think about repeating them to the acolyte. Why are you nervous? I've never seen the acolyte's face, but I can't stop wondering what she looks like under that robe. And when she peers into my mind, I'm afraid she'll catch me thinking about that. Also, if I get the passphrases wrong, she'll, kill me where I stand.
Ha! Then look beneath the robe, I say. Fail her test, but succeed in the more important one. Once you have nothing to hide, a cipher's got no power over you.
Durance? Let me handle this. You can practice on me. Okay, here goes. First question, state your name and purpose. Answer, my name belongs to the gods and my hand to their service. Second question, what company do you seek? Answer, I seek the company of shadows that our labors may remain secret. Third question, tell me of your labors. Answer, to see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried. Fourth question, how do we know your purpose? Answer, you shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul.
Riddles upon riddles. What bones the gods have buried. It's very dramatic, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Fifth question, and how is your oath guarded? Answer, it is sealed by the leaden key. That wasn't so hard. I'm probably going to need these, so let's see. We'll have... Name God's Hand Service. Second, Company of Shadows. Third question, Bones of Gods. Fourth question, Tongue, Hand, Soul. And fifth question, Sealed by Leaden Key. Alright, there we go. Sounds like you've got it. I do, I think. I'm just going to practice a few more times by myself before my meeting. Alright then. Now, let's see if there's anything of use. Let's see.
Slow and silent.
A book lies on the table, its pages filled with some kind of unintelligible cryptography.
That's settled.
Let's see. The queen that was and still is. Okay, probably not important. Seems to be everything we've got here.
I'm on the trail.
I don't think there's going to be anything else of note here, so let's start heading down in this direction. Let's see. Oh, we did find something hidden. Fine rod. And a whole bunch more mercenaries. Alright. Well, we've got a door here. Let's save before we go in. Alright. Further we go. Aloth falters and brings a hand to his forehead. He takes a staggering step forward, coughing and sputtering.
Back, ye Claude! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted!
Aloth, hey, now's not the best time for, that. He grimaces, catching his breath. It's nothing, I'm fine. This probably isn't the best place to linger, anyhow. Aloth, I hope you're not going to cause us a problem. You hear murmurs and chants on the other side of the door. A ritual of some sort is already underway. Let's continue in alone. She said she doesn't like guests. You open the door and stride into the chamber. The rest of you stay back for now. Several shrouded figures are lined up across from a hooded woman. The figure at the head of the line approaches her, and the woman places her outstretched hand on the stranger's forehead. They stand in silent communion as you look on. A few moments later, the stranger steps aside and resumes his place in the circle around the statue. The woman turns toward you. You are late, attendant. Even though her face is concealed, you sense her rage in her dangerously low voice and in the sudden silence of the others in the chamber.
I've been waiting on your reports. Quickly now, state your name and purpose.
The woman beckons you closer with curling fingers. She rests her open hand on your forehead, and you feel the heat from her palm through the thick material of your hood. Her voice is so low and soft that you're not certain whether she's speaking aloud or in your head. My name belongs to the gods, and my hand to their service.
What company do you seek?
I seek the company of shadows, that our labors may remain secret.
Tell me of your labors.
To see that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried.
How do we know your purpose?
You shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul.
And how is your oath guarded?
It is sealed by the leaden key.
Welcome, attendant. Tell me of your exploits.
Her voice reaches you as a whisper, slithering first into one ear and then the other. In your mind you see a building, magnificent with trellises and tiles, and located on a pristine boulevard. The wealthy and learned stroll in and out, trading knowledge and coin.
Does he wait still?
Yet it also houses misery and madness. Somewhere within its rotten core sits a man, his hair matted but his eyes alert. He watches and waits, a prisoner by choice. The Acolyte's question echoes in your mind. I don't know.
Did they arrive?
The Acolyte's vision takes you out of Defiance Bay into a town in the wilderness with a watermill. A signpost on one of the paths reads Deerford. Several figures huddle together, shrouded in cloaks and hoods. An image of ruins suddenly looms in your mind. 2 skeletal effigies flank a cleft in a mountainside. Did they arrive? It's uncertain.
Your information shall be relayed. Now, for your next task.
The ruins fade from your mind, and in their place is a palimpsest of the neighborhood. Run-down estates are cobbled around a cemetery and an ancient tower. Savage shapes prowl the streets, and in the tower a man hunches over a strange mechanism. You can't see him clearly, but there's something unnatural about him.
Stop him. And above all, don't let him meet her.
You see a woman deathly pale with a scar over her heart. The Acolyte shows you a door in the base of the tower, a seemingly impenetrable slab of stone and copper. But then she shows you the invisible split between the perfectly matched halves, and you understand how the copper veins convert a command into action. The command comes into your mind, a surprising familiarity about it. You know how to open the door. I shall. Her hand rests lightly on your head. Have you any questions, attendant? What is this place? This is what remains of the Temple of Woedica. The Acolyte shows you a grand structure surrounded by the faithful. The fires of revolution destroyed everything above us and left the remains abandoned. Perfect for our purposes. Who are you? I am the Acolyte. That is all you need to know. Remind me about the man in the tower. Okay. The vision of the ruins. To a town that you somehow know is called Deerford. So there's something going on there. And an image of ruins with 2 skeletal effigies flanking a cleft. And the prisoner. A building magnificent with trellises and tiles and located on a pristine boulevard. Wealthy and learned stroll in and out. Also has his misery and madness. I think I know where that is. So we have Deerford, which is a town we haven't been to yet. It's located to the east. The tower... That tower has to be the one in the area with, whatever it's called. Give me a moment. Farewell. Okay, we have the quest now. Travel to Deerford Village, find the tower, and the third one, which is the Place of Misery and Madness. So that's what we have for our next 3 quests, and I think I know what some of them are. So, Heritage Hill, I believe that's where the tower is located. We saw that tower that we couldn't enter. Now it seems we're going to be able to. Brackenbury has the sanitarium, which is a place of people who are learned and also a place of madness. And then we have Deerford Village over here. So we have 2 areas that we can go through to try and clear through here. Whether by design or by consequence of the sputtering candlelight, the hooded statue's face is almost impossible to see. And we've got Torque of Defiance. Only usable by Ranger. Extra defense against charmed and confused and dominated attacks and extra concentration. We do have a Ranger. Anything else of note around here? Devotees have placed assorted keys, their teeth filed away among the tunnels of wax. Okay. We've got a stairway going up over here. Where does this come out? The Steward of Cadnua has received a letter for you.
A moment, please. I feel I should explain myself.
Yes, I agree. I do believe we need to talk. First things first, let me put this on. There we go. I'll hold on to that just in case. And you... Yeah, you can wear that. Oh, wait, where does it... Oh, it goes over here instead of the cloak. Which is... What is the cloak again? Oh, yeah, a will. Okay. But yes, Aloth. Let's speak.
About my episode in the catacombs. There's something I should have told you earlier.
So, tell me now, then. He clasps his hands together, slowly massaging a knuckle with his thumb. I meant no harm. I thought I could keep it to myself. That when we resolve the matter of your soul, we would also address my, problem. I also have an awakened soul, but unlike yours, mine is a presence that shares my senses and my skin, making herself manifest at the most, unwelcome times. He closes his eyes and grits his teeth. His lips quiver and twitch with the vestiges of some internal debate. Several seconds later, he opens his eyes again. They're watery and bloodshot.
I'm sorry. I've tried to learn to control Isilmir. I've gotten stronger, but so has she.
Why didn't you say something sooner?
I learned to keep her a secret a very long time ago. Those with awakened souls are shunned, mistrusted. And after your experience with Meerwald, I'm certain you can see why. You need to be careful.
Tell me about Isilmir.
Artless, uncouth, a creature of rash impulses and feeble faculties. She wags her impertinent tongue when she should listen.
His face flickers with a sly grin. Aye, this one's fit to boil. Hard to get his gaff over anything that isn't to do with books and spell speak. He grimaces, running his hands through his hair. I have none of her memories. Bereth spared me that much. But her coarse manners and intolerable hill-speak suggest a provincial from a very, very long time ago. She tends to surface a hair's breadth from conflict, when the fuse is burned down and teeth are on edge. When she shows up, she doesn't stop to gauge a situation, she just acts. Sounds like you could take a few cues from her. Cues or vulgarisms? I've had to live with that hayseed for years. There's nothing to be learned from her. Nothing civilized, anyway. Is this going to be a problem?
Merely an annoyance. Although...
He lowers his voice and clasps his hands behind his back. Minute twitches and spasms along his arms betray his fidgeting.
Defiance Bay is said to have an entire institution dedicated to the study and cure of soul-related ailments. Since our journeys have already brought us to the city, perhaps we could speak with someone there.
If it's helpful to you, we'll go.
Thank you. This has been a great burden.
Let's talk about something else. I'd like to know more about Isilmir. Such as... When did she awaken? My father was a strict man. He expected the best from his only child, and he didn't tolerate failure. At times, he could become rather adamant, particularly when he'd been drinking. Isilmir manifested on one such occasion. To be honest, I don't remember the specifics, only that he was more careful with me after that. You said that you'd learned to hide her a long time ago. My mother instructed me to keep her a secret after she first emerged. She feared that knowledge of my awakening would render me an outcast. Even though Isilmir proved useful against my father, I trusted my mother's advice, and I've since come to see the wisdom behind it. Meerwald is an extreme example, but one that I can relate to more and more each year. Could I talk directly to her? He gives you a taut frown. Her usurpations are uncomfortable enough. I'm not eager to invite her into my consciousness more than necessary. Very well, then. That is all. Alright, an expert on awakenings. I think I know who we want to speak with. Okay, nothing to do with the ghost, but there was someone who we could speak with down in the sanitarium, and we do need to go to the sanitarium. So that'll be somewhere to go investigate. We'll go do that, but before I do, let's do one more thing to end out this episode. We got just a few more minutes, so we'll head back to the stronghold, pick up the money and items and such. That cloak could be useful. And No, we're not going to be able to finish the construction yet, but we'll finish it when we get back. So let's head over to Cadnua. Hireling payday. Okay, that's now.
Keeps coming along nicely.
Pellergina is somewhere in here, but we don't really need to talk to her right now, I don't think. Yes, hireling payday. Construction is still going on. We're not going to release the guy. So let's go pick up the item and see what this letter that arrived for us is. A little curious, I admit. Alright, let's see here. Well, I suppose first things first. Items here in the stash. Oh yeah, and the other random items that got picked up. And there's all our money. Okay. The swaddling sheet might be useful for someone, but take all these. Right. Recall agony once per rest. Oh, wait! Overwhelming wave is once per encounter. So, hit by a critical hit once per encounter, it hurts someone. Interesting? But I don't know. I guess we'll hold on to it for now. Alright, you have something to say to us, do you?
My lady, you've received a letter. Delivered with some urgency, as it happens. I thought the messenger might swoon, poor dear. It's from Stalwart. Apparently the mayor, Renengild, has heard of your success here at Cadnua, and hopes you can be of aid to her people as well.
That's a long way for a letter.
People like you come few and far between. And in this case, I believe Renengild is correct in suggesting that your experiences here may give you an edge. It seems she's intent on gaining access to Durgan's battery. And she's offering quite the reward to anyone who can get inside.
A reward, she says, for getting into the battery. That's a reward of its own, surely.
Durgan's battery. As in the source of Durgan's steel.
Ah, the very same. All manner of people have been trying to infiltrate the keep for years. Our own Earl was much taken with the story of the battery's fall. There are many legends concerning the battery. As the Earl told it, the dwarves fought amongst themselves, each seeking to use the battery to further his or her own ambitions. Greed and cruelty brought down the battery, and now the spirits of those same dwarves roam the halls. Whatever happened, the battery has been impenetrable ever since. A shame. I don't doubt that there are great treasures still within those halls.
Oh, perhaps I'll pay Stalwart a visit.
Oh, just think! The greatest of the dwarven strongholds, ours to explore!
I should mention that among those rumored to have answered Renengild's summons is a certain group I believe you may have an interest in.
Is it the Leaden Key?
Followers of Woedica, intent on reaching Stalwart and the battery. I do not know what they seek there, but I thought it worth mentioning, given your interest in the ruins at Defiance Bay.
I am interested.
Now that I've delivered Renengild's message, there is also a local matter of some concern, my lady.
Is there?
A mercenary band has been sighted to the northeast. I believe they mean to take Consul Hot's tower, and I don't expect the Archmage will go quietly.
Consul Hot's one of the greatest wizards of our generation.
Aloth fidgets and flutters, vacillating between anxiety and excitement. He appears to be at a loss for words. Why do I imagine him just having his hands and fluttering at his neck like this? It's just visually amusing.
The Torn Bannermen are a deadly fighting force, and Consul Hot himself has sent many travelers to their graves. I would caution you to stay clear of the region if you do travel to the White March. It's not that I doubt your courage, my lady, but Consul Hot alone boasts power of a different scale altogether to those foes you have faced thus far. Given more time, perhaps you will match him. If the Bannermen succeed in their efforts, I fear they may turn their attention to Cadnua. I will keep you apprised of the situation, my lady.
Of course, thank you. Who is Consul Hot?
A famed archmage. I am given to understand that the Brackenberry Sanitarium puts much stock in his work, as regards the manipulation of the soul. His spells are widely circulated. But he is poorly regarded in many circles. Some call him a madman, or else cruel and barbarous. He must be very old by now. Perhaps that is why the Torn Bannermen believe they can best him.
Do you know anything else about these mercenaries?
Little enough, I'm afraid. The Torn Bannermen are well supplied and well organized, and there are rumors that they are backed by an unknown benefactor. They have proved remarkably effective in the past, and they are certainly a threat now.
All right, farewell.
Safe travels, my lady.
And thank you for the information. So, we now have other areas to the north. We've got Cragholt Bluffs, which is connected to the mission that she just told us about, and Stalwart Village in the White March. We're not going to go to either of them right now. Cragholt is a very high-level area. We're not going to be able to do that for quite a while. And the White March is the DLC area. I think there is a level that it's recommended to do it around, and I'm going to try and look up what that level is just for, like, a reminder, but that's going to happen a while from now. That said, we're about done here. While we could continue on with the main quest line, I'm wondering if maybe we can take a quick dive into the endless paths and maybe look through another layer or two. I'm sure we might be able to take...
Indeed.
We might be able to take a look through a layer. Why not? See if we can take care of another issue or two. But that'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44, also known as Falai. That is Laniara, Adair, Durance, Aloth, Kana, and Sagani. This has been a Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, and I shall see you all next time.